Do you believe in incentives?
Yes. I mean, I think we need them. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I can't say it's a driving force for me because I never got that many incentives. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? As coming in or whatever the case may be. But I do think it helps the process. I think it helps motivate
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So I am with it. But yeah, man. I actually yeah. But
But
I
like
do think I
incentives for
do
what
think
though? Incentives for
um
what though?
to it could
Like
be to
let me give you
stay
an
in.
example.
Okay, give me
No,
an
no,
example.
no,
Yeah.
no, no. They like incentives like you like
Okay, I got you.
nuclear. Let me give you an example. Hey, we trying to get people to come to Seller 360. All right, if we go to Seller 360, what we gonna get out of it? That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about with incentives.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yes. You know, I would have said in the early 2000s and probably in the 1990s, man, I would have probably said with that saying right now, there's no incentives you going.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think when you write into the instruction and says it's voluntary, that's a whole nother ball game. You say something about voluntary, now you got to give them incentive to come because now they know you don't have to come. So you kind of almost the pros of this is you have to give some type of incentive. You're gonna have your few that come because they want to learn, because they want to be better and they want to do all this stuff, right? But then if you want most of your sailors to be there, you have to do it. It have to be some kind of incentive for it,
But
right? And I don't
it's on
care.
most people. It's on most people ladders though. If you're a civilian and you don't
Yeah,
understand what a ladder is, it's a leadership and development roadmap, like a list of things and stuff. Tell you things real quick, layman's terms, things that will help you advance and further your career, right? But so it's on most people ladders.
yeah, that's a fact. But hey, man, yeah, it's on the ladder. I mean, I get it. But I'm here to tell you, man, like it's hard out there, man. Like to get sailors to come to Sailor 360. And I say that because we ran this program before, man. I remember um us talking about like having boat teams and having so many people come there and they'll get incentives towards something else. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it was always incentive driven, and we didn't look at it like that, but it was driven by them getting something out of it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
If all you
because
guys show up, yeah,
when
um,
we talked to them, we asked them what would they
yeah,
want, and most of them, most of it was incentive. But
yeah,
all right, let me give you another example because there's a couple places I want to go.
yeah,
But so
yeah.
another example is the PT, right? You think it should be incentives for people that perform well on a PFA?
Now, this is now I think that goes both ways. For me, no. I feel like we should wake up and do the PT we do, and whatever this thing we do is a standard. We need to keep the standard. That's how it should be. No incentives, no nothing. Boom, boom, done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm talking from my standpoint. I'm not talking to somebody who struggles with PTN and stuff like that. I'm sure
Yeah.
they probably want some incentives or something to motivate them. I don't know, but to
What
me,
that
no.
mean though? What
I
that
don't
mean?
know,
To
man.
to want
I don't.
incentive. If you struggle with PT, what does it
You should
mean to
PT
want
more.
incentive? Yeah, to make you
Yeah.
like
I
yo.
mean,
I, I'm not in shape. I struggle with my PT, but in order to get me to work out so I could get in shape, you're gonna have to give me some. Like, yo, dang.
hey man, I know we laughing about that. It's funny, but I did get it, and I'm a and I never had an issue with the PRT, right? But what I say this, man, is when I found out that um if I get a excellent overall excellent,
Yeah.
I don't have to do the next one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I had a little bit more ump in me, man. I had a little more energy
Now what's the
about
purpose
me.
what's the purpose of that?
I don't know.
Right. Like what's the like what's the
I don't know.
purpose of that? Yo, do the best you can on the PFA so you don't is it the off thought that people gonna be practicing more throughout the year for this?
No, no. I think the thought about it is, man, and to be honest with you, and this is my thought, my opinion, is that in the earlier, I think we kicked out a lot of good sailors, man.
Yeah.
I think a lot of good sailors got kicked out the Navy for PRTs and for the standard.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's the reason why I think in the future we're gonna probably have one PFA a year. I think that's the reason. I think we lost some sailors that was good technicians, that was good, what at their job because of the PFA.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that. I mean, like um it's no physical standard to, being good at being a technician. You know what I mean? Like when you look at like music engineers, for instance, like a music engineer could be any shape they want to be. That's not going to really dictate,
Yeah.
people that's good with like, information tech stuff like that. Like that's not really going to dictate, some of the better people, might not be like John Cena, build. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
so, and I know the military not asking you to have that build, or the
Yeah.
Navy, the Navy's not
Trust me,
asking you
they're
to have
not.
build.
26%. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but some of the most, the best people at some of those things you talk about, they don't, they not like that. Mechanics, auto mechanic, like you go to the auto shop, you're not like, it don't look like, we looking at football bench or NBA, bench. It's an auto shop. It's people of all, shapes and sizes. But I mean, my biggest thing is like, if you do good this PFA, you don't got to run a PFA next year, and that makes, and I was one of the people like, oh, I gotta validate, and it was
Yeah.
only because the PFA was in the way. Like, yo, this in the way, man. I could validate. All I gotta do is weigh in, and I don't gotta worry about this. But it wasn't no real substantial like reason why. Like for
Yeah.
me, why that had to happen like that. Like it
Yeah.
kind of just, I don't know. But
But that's
let,
what we doing now though, man. Like everything is like we're trying to, I don't know if we got a sailors writing up on little sheets of paper and sending this to the MACPON or sending it to the CNO, but it seems like we're doing a lot of this now, man. A lot of incentives for things um to make it better or to whatever the case may be. So that we doing a lot of that now,
yeah,
man.
but like,
In the Navy.
who do we think we are? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm
Yeah.
not coming to Seller 360 is supposed to, for instance, like, Seller 360 is supposed to like benefit you as a seller, right? With mentorship, guidance, education, stuff like that. So, I mean, that should be the payoff. Like that
Yeah.
should be the incentive should be to go there, get that benefit, and of course, if you're one of them people that look at paperwork and stuff like that, it's a part of the ladder. So, like,
Yeah.
but that ain't enough incentive. It's like, all right,
No.
after, like, yeah, we're gonna build you up as a seller, we're gonna mentor you, we're gonna teach you, we're gonna train you, and this is gonna be good for your career because it's gonna help you advance. But do I get any liberty out of this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if I
Yeah.
don't get no liberty out of this, I'm not going.
I ain't gonna
I
make
don't
it.
care that it's going to build me up as a seller. I don't care that you're going to teach me. I don't care that you're going to trade me. I don't care that it's going to help me invest. If I don't get liberty by the end of this, I am not going.
Yeah.
And now, right now, therein, right? You got to do that. Therein lies the bigger problem to me. And this is a question. I don't have the answer for this. Do we think this is because a lot of our leadership, and in leadership I'm talking about maybe LPOs, but not really LPOs, but divisional LPOs ain't really supporting that shit anyway for their people to go to those things?
Mm, maybe. Maybe. But I tell you what, I think more of the I
Did I
think
say
I
LPOs? LCPOs, like Chiefs.
LCPOs.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Um, I don't know, man. That is a good question. I don't really have an answer to it either, but um
So here's my point, right? Why are you thinking? You could put out at quarters a million times for your sellers to go to 360, right? For insurance
yeah.
purposes. Like, yo, I put it out, right? And this ain't, I'm not only talking about 360, I'm talking about other stuff too, right? But you
Yeah.
could put out at quarters, hey, yeah, go this, do this. And it could be fire and forget. Like you're not making sure your people go. Are you giving them like a crazy work day where if they do go, that's going to be a detriment to their work day or whatever like that. And this ain't just me challenging or blaming Chiefs. This could also be a part of the command schedule and the command outlook toward, you know, the
Yeah, see, do
approach
your
to the,
motherfucker.
to the command. Like it's not really, like it might not be. And we had this conversation a million times all the time, but it might not be enough time to go to 360 for this seller. Like literally, it might not be enough time to do this.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I agree, man. With the not having enough influence to go. Like a lot of times, man, if I'm going to Sailor 360, and I put it out at quarters, right, and I get there, then I say, and the next day my sailors don't show up, and the next day I put out a question, hey guys, I was at Sailor 360 yesterday. I ain't see none of you guys there,
Yeah.
right? I think if we say that more, and then of course the chief goes, but at the same time, man, like we also have to think about the workload and we have to think about all that stuff too. And make time for these sailors too. And I think shore duty Sailor 360 is probably way more polished than the one at sea
Yeah.
because you got so many things going
You on
on.
shore duty, right?
Yeah,
So Seller 360 polished. Where you at?
no,
All right. Okay. Thanks. I'm on.
but
I'm not gonna
but
say much. Like,
but I'm
like
saying, but look, hold on, let me back that up. I know people are listening, so let me back that up. I'm not saying my Sailor 360 ain't polished. What I'm saying is though, is that I'm part of CNSP, which is
yeah.
huge, which is way different commands. Now over there, who runs CNSP,
Yo,
they can be
this
polished over there, but I
this what
don't
I'm
know if they
saying.
polished or not.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know.
Like everybody got a complicated story of why they sell 360 might not be polished. Like I'm at the
Yeah,
seller 360 where I work at, it ain't polished, right? I'll just be honest, right? I'm at regional. We on the same base as another command that got seller 360, and it's always a complicated reason why something ain't polished. I'm polished. I'm just saying that coming from sea duty, us thinking that well maybe shore duty got better
better.
programs because we
Yeah,
saw some good examples. A couple, they might have been the only good examples. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying nothing is
yeah,
good, bad, right, wrong, but I'm just saying that honest truth is you're saying that you don't really know. Maybe it is good, but you don't know. Um, Ours, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet. And that's definitely not a knock. And I know what the plans for the command are and stuff like that. And I know what my CMC's plans are and what he wants and stuff like that. I'm just saying visually, I haven't seen it yet. You know what I mean? And not his plans because I know that's coming. But from the time before I got here and up till now, I haven't seen Cell 360. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So that's Seller 360 as it stands, but I don't want to stay there because it's more about the just the incentives and like do we really need to offer sellers things to get them out, like to get them to come do stuff, and if we do, question, I guess that just brings us to the question, if we do we think is more that we can do as like LCPOs and stuff to support, or do we think that the command schedule kind of just hampers like everything that we would do? um so we just kind of like go with whatever fits in the way we schedule in our work.
yeah,
So I guess that's a question.
yeah. I mean, dude, I can't even place it, man. Only thing I can tell you is that the the keys to, and I don't know, we jumped all over 360 right now, but the keys we talk about incentives, that is like full 360.
Yeah.
But I do think the keys to success here is probably not doing it a lot for,
Mm-hmm.
let's say, a month or a quarter or whatever, and go to PB for T, which is the planning board for training, and get it in the schedule. If it ain't in the schedule, like a lot of times, that's the biggest part of any event we do is the planning portion of it and getting it in the schedule. If you get it in the schedule, a lot of times it happens because it's in a big schedule,
Yeah,
right?
but
You could actually get it done and everybody sees it, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't get in there, you try to throw a week out, hey, let's do say 360 next week. It probably ain't gonna happen.
you
You know what I
need
mean? But
buy-in, right? You need buy-in
yeah,
from your command
yeah,
leadership, right?
yeah.
If you don't
Most
have
definitely.
command leadership buy-in, ain't
It ain't
nothing
happening.
cracking, right?
It ain't
And
happening.
that mean, like, all right, let me ask you a question. If you're a junior seller, right? Well, when you were a junior seller, if it was
Hmm.
a new thing, right? And we all 360, we just talk. If it was a new thing that your command introduced, and and it was like it was all hands, like everybody gonna be there. They like, yo, chief's gonna be there, officers gonna be there, triad gonna be there, everybody gonna be there. And if you went in the first like 3 times you went, you didn't see any khaki at all. It's just a couple y'all second strong seconds trying to hold it together. Maybe 20% of the first class is at the command, maybe 15%, but no khaki at all. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? How long you gonna be going to that? So 3 weeks,
Mm,
3-4 weeks you've been going already. How much longer you gonna be going?
probably not. I don't know, man. Junior Sailor for me, man. I will if it was in my ladder, man.
No,
I
not in
will
the
put.
ladder, not 360, not nothing like
Okay,
that. Just like a
okay, nothing like
command
that. No,
thing.
I probably wouldn't be going. It because I probably wouldn't go. And I'm gonna tell you, probably I probably wouldn't go because I got a lot of shit going on, and
Yeah,
as everybody else's excuses, I got a lot of maintenance, I got a lot of this. I'm probably not going.
yeah.
But you're right though, man. If I see more khakis there, I probably would go.
You probably would go.
It's facts, man.
Yeah, it's gonna hold more
Yeah,
weight. Like I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if I talked about we had a seller auction on like a MWR event an auction. I don't know if I talked about it here, but if I did,
Mm,
I'm gonna just say it like real fast because I don't remember I talked about it. But we had an auction, an MWR event, and nothing was happening. Nobody. It was for like just an auction. I forgot what it was for. I think it was for it was a khaki auction for a khaki to come and clean up your space during like a cleaning station or whatever. And
yeah,
nobody got bought. Like nobody was getting bought. Like it was crazy. Like we was just there. It was cold, quiet. CMC, who CMC came out, Master Chief, love her to death. FCCM, love her to death. But she came out and she threw some money up at somebody, like at a chief. It's like 20 minutes into us being like, yo, maybe we still have popcorn and everything, but it was like 20 minutes into us being like, all right, maybe this auction just is dead. You know what I mean? Like nobody. But after she did it, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It went crazy. Like we had to actually tell a seller, like, yo, you can't keep like bidding on people. It was like a seaman. I think a Master Chief was like, hey, you gotta tell him he can't just keep buying khakis. But it went like $500, $750.
yeah,
Like it went crazy. But it didn't start until she got it cracking. After she got it cracking, it was like 1, 2, or 3 more chiefs that got it cracking too. But it did not start until they got
yeah,
involved. Till the mess got involved, and then it was fun and it was everything it was supposed to be. But
yeah.
before that, it wasn't happening, man.
That's good shit, man.
Let me
I
ask you
like it.
another question.
Yeah,
You've done all hands training all throughout your career, pretty much, right?
yeah,
All right. So at the end of the all hands training, you gotta put your musters into whatever program you gotta put the musters into, right?
yeah.
Um, at these all hands training, at all your all hands training you've ever had or whatever, did the triad show up?
No, not all of them. Not Well, hold up. No, most definitely no.
Right. But
Yeah,
it's all hands training though, right?
yeah,
Should they be there?
man.
No, matter of fact, let me ask you this. Like now it's like you might be you might not want to answer this question. When y'all input the attendance from the training from the muster report, is the triad in attendance on your muster?